What's up? What's up? What's up?
We gotta get like some type of sign, like cue, like you be live, like it be so quick. You gotta say like
I don't have to say anything. All you have to do is pay attention. It says live. Go.
no.
What's up, you guys?
Hi,
Happy midday explosion, you guys.
happy Friday,
Happy
baby.
Friday. For those of you, some of you may have a long weekend. Have a great weekend, right?
Yes.
We're here. We'll be here Monday as well. Giving you some midday explosion, some midday boost to keep you on task, to keep you focused towards your goals. I'm really excited to get into it. You ready?
You getting right into it? You're not gonna do what you normally do, like you changing up on me.
What am I normally do? I'm getting into it. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right. What's up, you guys? Happy Friday, Victoria.
Happy Friday.
Latanya says she loves the red. Good stuff. Good
I
stuff.
love the red too, Victoria.
That's Latanya just said that. Latanya said that.
Latanya, I love the red too, Latanya.
We go in between.
People really don't know. I don't talk about it a lot, but I am a Kappa, and red is that color. So everybody don't like that red, but that red,
I think
you what? You don't know.
I really think it's the gold
It's
that
the
just goes
red.
with all the shirts. I think it works with all the shirts.
That works too, but the red.
I thought white was your favorite.
It's becoming.
Okay.
Did I cut my phone off?
You know it.
Yeah. How y'all doing today? Talk to me, Victoria. Talk to me, Miss Harris. Miss Harris, what do you do for a living? Because you've been faithful to these midday boosts, and I am so proud of you that you have been consistent.
Absolutely.
What kind of job you got to be able to watch us like this? I'm just curious. Out of curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. Yes, we need to talk, Victoria. I did get your documents last night, but I didn't look at them yet today. I've been moving and grooving and having meetings all day, but I will sit down and look at it. On the surface, honestly, this sound like a bad plan. Project manager. Oh, you got a little freedom. Okay. Because
well, it was your phone that was on. And loud. All right, let's do it.
All right.
So you want me to go on Instagram today?
Today, we are going to have Ricardo on. He does a lot of different things, so I'm not even gonna put him in a singular box.
Absolutely.
Lunchtime, got you.
Which is why we do the midday boost during this time, because a lot of people have lunchtime during this time.
Yep. So he is known as a wholesaler, but he does a lot of other things also. He is coming to REI Live
this
January 17th, Vulcan Parking Museum. It's a free event for everybody that comes for the first time. Come network, come meet some people, come meet us. I mean, we be friends on here, but I want to meet you. I want to touch. I want to talk to you
in person.
that is who we are. That's kind of how we have built what we've built. We believe that networking is key to the success, and being able to help people and networking for the right reasons.
Absolutely, absolutely. Latanya, I saw your. I think no, I wrote you back. Okay, I wrote you back. I was gonna say I didn't write you back, but I did. So we're good. Um, you were talking about Ricardo, and then you talked about Aria Live. Did you finish talking about Ricardo? Ricardo is on his way in. He's not backstage right now, but what I want to do is do a recap of the past few days as it relates to the midday boost and talk about some of the things that you've learned. I want you to tell me some of the things that you learned, some things that stuck with you, and we'll talk about some things that stuck with us as well.
Yes.
So drop in the chats, let me know who's here, and let me know what thing, if you attended a midday explosion, what thing touched you the most from the midday explosion.
Uh,
I
go.
Go ahead. I feel like yesterday was probably the most for you. Was that the most for you, or was it another day?
I mean, all of them be good to me. The funding was good to me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, yesterday was good for me because I actually learned some stuff.
Mm.
I kind of learned from Brian as far as, for one, that those child credits are going down this year. Oh, let's go, Pauline. You got to tell us. You got to tell us about them. Now, tell us
Let's
about them.
go. Let's
Tell us
go.
about which one stuck with you. So we'll take one by one. Well, I'll say with Brian. We'll go backwards.
Okay.
With Brian, for me, it was, I learned about the deduction in child tax credits. I
Mm-hmm.
learned that they are phasing out the deduction on the cars over the next couple of years. That was a big one, that I learned. So for me, that was my nugget from that.
Okay. Um, and I know this isn't what people want to hear, but what stuck with me the most about Brian was when it's time to scale, when it's time to grow, it's not gonna be pretty all the time. It's not gonna be
Ooh.
pretty all the time. But you have to know that
Ooh.
this is what you want to do, this is what you're doing, and believe in what you're doing, believe in yourself, and most importantly, invest in yourself. We don't get to where we are today in total transparency if we don't invest in ourselves. I mean,
Yes.
to the point where if we can only cover payroll and getting in a room and not doing it for ourselves, we'll do it. Like,
That didn't make no sense.
no, that didn't.
No.
Okay, so if we could, if it came to a point where we only had payroll to cover and we didn't have anything extra for
A trip.
trips, going out, just having that type of fun, we would really pay payroll, not take that trip, not do that thing that you just want to have fun because you feel like you deserve it. But we would put it towards education. We would put it towards getting in a room and growing and knowing more people. We
Yes.
literally met coming on, we literally met Ricardo, we literally met Brian, we literally, there's the people who we are bringing on that we're meeting, we literally met them in a room
Yes. Fact. 100% of them.
and build a relationship from a room.
100% of them. That was an answer.
So you can't worry about how much it costs. You can't worry about mainly costs. A lot of times it's costs. You can't worry about costs. You really have to worry about what type of access am I going to get? Because you're paying for access at the end of the day. You're paying for their Rolodex. You're paying for access. You're paying for someone who's already done what you've done. Pookie, Ray Ray, Tay, they haven't done and been where you're trying to go. So they may tell you it's too much, it's too expensive,
You
it's
gotta
not
move
for
on, bro.
you,
You can't stay here forever.
but you got to get in the room. All right. So Alina said, I did like the funding guy telling you how many cards and credit mix on your credit and soft pull before the hard pull. Get credit through the credit union versus the bank.
Boom. That was a nugget.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Latanya said the marketing strategy and being intentional about your target audience. Yes, you got to know who your target audience is, who's your ideal client before you can even dive into it, and then you drill deep into it so that you can reach them. And Dory says, I'm just watching yesterday. We'll finish after this midday. I really enjoyed them all. Overall, being around like-minded to help keep me on track. And that's exactly what it's for, to keep you on track, to keep all of you on track. And
to help. That's
at
the
the
bottom
end of the
line,
day, to help. Because you do not know what you don't know. So guess what? We don't want you to get in this world thinking it's easy and that you can do it just because you see it on HGTV and just because you see others do it. But you gotta study it. You gotta learn it.
Yeah, you gotta do it, man. And I'm be honest with you. If you just watched all these midday lives, your mental will start to shift.
Yes.
It will if you want that. Now you gotta want it. A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people kind of think they want to dip their toe in it. But if you want it, if you just sit there and watch these midday lives, it's probably about an hour, 45 minutes. It's powerful. It should be charged for, but it's not. Because we understand that everybody don't come from the same place. So take advantage of it. Go back and watch them. Go back and get something from them. Reach out, connect with the people so that you can grow what you're doing.
Victoria said, right? Yes.
Yes.
All right. I see Ricardo backstage. I am going to try to bring him in. Ricardo, you ready?
Can he?
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
How are
you? How are you guys doing?
Man, we're doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me in your show. And next week at your meetup.
Yes, let's go. So this is a long journey of getting here, but we here. We finally here. What's up, Ryan?
What's up, Rowdy? Talking about who is this? You don't know who this is.
Why you correct me? Why I just can't say Ryan?
I didn't correct you. I call him Rowdy. You call him Rowdy.
Ryan Rowdy.
That's my boy, man.
Now I'm saying.
Yes.
Ours too. We love him.
Yeah. So, man, we met Ricardo.
Was it 2 years ago, Ricardo?
It's been a couple of years now. I would say 2-3 years ago.
Yep.
At the
and we met, man. We was literally just telling them, going on.
Yeah, it was at the REI coaches, I think, with Brian and
Brian.
Yeah,
it's been a while. I think that one was back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
It had to be. It was either 2020 or 2021. But I do know we did have on mask occasionally. So it could have been. It could have been. Yeah. Well, good stuff. I'm so happy you can know that. I know you're limited. Let's tell everybody, Ricardo. Tell everybody who you are.
So, I'm in the sales and marketing business, man. That's how I'm marketing myself now. I used to be a real estate investor. To be honest with you, I did a lot of flips. I did a lot of rentals. I did a lot of owner financing, and I bought properties on terms and things of that nature. And I liked it, but I found out that what I really like is the sales and marketing business. So even though today I'm still wholesaling, and it has to do with real estate, I'm going towards a whole different arena where we're building. We built it already. It's a software for SMS for marketing. We also have a bunch of products that are all related to lead generation, and we continuously do wholesale nationwide. So we're doing our own events. We got an event coming up in February 3, 4, and 5 here in Houston. It's called Attend Growth. Roddy's actually coming and being a speaker, and a bunch of other big players are
Yes.
coming to that event. So I like to say that I'm in the
Big
sales and
player.
marketing business. A couple of years ago, I would have said I'm a real estate investor.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
All right. I don't know what she got. But I got a question based off what you just said. From the sales standpoint of that sales and marketing, what would you tell someone that is just getting into sales or just getting into real estate? Uh, what advice would you give them to help them close better?
Educate themselves, man. Find a mentor. Take the elevator. I wish I would have done that when I first started. I never took the
Why
elevator. I
didn't
took
you?
the stairs, and
Why
I
didn't you
didn't
take the
understand that
elevator?
until a couple of years ago when I started hiring mentors. Even though I was already playing at a high level, there's always somebody at a higher level than you are. And
Absolutely.
I found out a few mentors, and I pay them, and man, my life has changed completely from when I started making those decisions. And now I'm constantly looking for my next mentor. Who's my next mentor gonna be, right? And
Let's go.
um,
It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. And you would think, and I'm be totally honest with people that's watching, we are not rehearsed. We haven't said anything, but I can almost guarantee you out of how many have we done?
We've done about 8 or 9.
Eight, at least 6 to 7 of them have said, get education, get training, get the that success leaves clues.
It definitely leaves clues.
It leaves clues. So like things that you hear the successful people saying is not by coincidence.
No,
All right, go. I'm sorry, I went on a little tangent.
no. Ricardo, tell the people here why they should listen to you. Like, who is Ricardo? Why is Ricardo? Why should Ricardo even be on here today?
that's a great question. I made a lot of mistakes, right? And I will continue to make a lot of mistakes. So we're humans. We're not perfect. We well, I guess we're perfect. We're imperfectly built to be perfect or something like that. So you know, I just don't I don't want to say people should listen to me because of this and that. Okay, people that resonate with me will listen to me. People that resonate with you will listen to you. But if they don't resonate with either or, they're not going to listen to anybody. So
Right.
for those of you that choose to listen to me, basically you're just going to learn from my experience, from my past experiences and my current experiences, whatever it is that I'm going through at the moment. I'm an open book. I actually share my losses all the time. I never share my wins. Because I'm a firm believer that a man should be judged by their losses, not their wins. And you go on my social media, you're not gonna see checks, you're not gonna see Ferraris, you're not gonna see Rolex watches and things of that nature. Um, but I'm gonna share something where maybe I learn what not to do. Like I lost money with a contractor, or marketing campaigns that didn't pay out, right? Um, Using the wrong systems or whatever. Because honestly, if I just show you how good I am and how great I am or how badass I am, I may just give people a reason to hate themselves that day. Here goes Ricardo making all that money, driving the fancy cars. Oh my God, he's always on vacations. I don't even share when I'm on vacations anymore because I don't want to share. You see, the social media today that we see is always the glamorous side. Is, It's never the ugly side, the truth that we all as entrepreneurs go through. And so for that reason, if you choose to follow me or listen to me, you're gonna learn from a lot of my mistakes, and from the ones that I will continue to do. So that's the only reason why I would say somebody would listen to me.
Okay,
Good
we talking about mistakes, and man, that sounds like music to my ears. To date, what do you think is the biggest failure you have to date?
Our biggest mistake
Our
that you've
biggest
made, not
mistake,
failure.
however you want to word.
Yeah.
Our
Well,
lesson, the biggest lesson. That probably the
so I would
Biggest
call them
lesson learned.
lessons. I would call them lessons because when you make a decision and you do something, at the time it seems right for you to do. But then later on,
Absolutely.
things change and you're like, man, I made a mistake. I should have never bought that house, or I should have never, you know, get all those loans or whatever. But when you do it, it all makes sense in your head to go move forward. So what happens is once you decide that it's either a mistake or a lesson, then you learn from it and you don't do it again. Um, I built a heavy a business that was heavy on debt, fix and flip business. And in 2017, I have 47 rehabs going on at the same time. That was about $15 million worth of loans, and that's when Hurricane Harvey came to Houston. So even though I was walking on top of water back then, and I was the god of flipping in Houston, that hurricane disrupted my business completely, and um, literally sent me to a spiral where my attorneys told me, "Hey, you gotta file for bankruptcy." So that's how I was forced to become a wholesaler because I needed to make quick money to continue to pay those debts and to offload those properties. Now, if we look at it today, or let's look at it the day before Harvey, okay? Do you think what I was doing was a mistake? No. I scaled a huge
no.
business. I scaled a huge business that required a lot of people, human capital, money capital, um, and that was working fine. But then a natural disaster came in and disrupted everything that I was doing. And now that I look back, I was like, man, what can I learn from that situation? Now, I don't do that anymore. I don't borrow money anymore to flip or anything like that because I don't enjoy doing it anymore. Okay, I used to enjoy it back then, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna enjoy it today. So, after I built a business that was that big, which in my case was the biggest thing I've ever built, and then it crumbled, I look back and I was like, man, all that energy I had to put into raising all that private money, all the energy that I had to put into buying all those properties, into hiring all those contractors, subcontractors, and everyone that was working in my company. Do I want to do that again? And the answer was no. I was like, I just put too much energy and effort into building a monster. That, by the way, when you build a monster like that, the monster needs to be fed. So you're always kind of like on a rat race,
Continuously.
buying more houses so you can keep contractors busy and your private money busy. Otherwise, they go to somebody else. And it's like building a prison, man. It's like building. I was in a prison, although it was a pretty prison. It was not an ugly prison. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it and I made money off of it. But at the end of the day, was I really free? And the answer was no. I was not free.
Ooh,
So,
Go ahead.
so today I design my businesses around my freedom.
that's sweet, man. And I don't think I've ever said this out loud, but to Ashley, when I was young and wet behind the ears, I didn't like real estate coaches. And I always had the assumption that real estate coaches weren't doing any deals. They was just going around city to city selling the program program, making money. They weren't doing any deals. And I just felt like I never wanted to be that guy. But I will say I have learned that was such a low business mindset that I didn't experience at that point, Ricardo.
Well, because you didn't really have a business mindset. You had a worker's mindset, and you felt like you had to do all the houses. You had to rehab all the houses, meet all the contractors, sometimes do the work physically at the houses. So that mindset of being a business owner and being an employee, you hadn't developed that.
It took time to develop it. And not even the standpoint of feeling some type of way, but just from the standpoint of understanding that business needs to create freedom. Like, you don't need to create business to create work for yourself. And the thing about being a coach is good business. Real estate looks good. Real estate have you on there with the big checks, and it have you showing your rehabs, and you look like you're doing something, but you're really working your tail off. It isn't until you understand business that until you get other people working for you and you get other people can make decisions on your behalf and money is coming in passively, that's when a business is created.
And that's when real estate works at its finest as well, when you're getting that passive income to come in. But as long as you are not getting passive income and you're trying to constantly do it can tear you up.
And one last thing. I wasn't smart to know that they was doing real estate deals. They didn't have to be there to make them happen. They had people in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what my business looks like today, right? I do wholesaling nationwide. I forgot the last time I talked to a seller or a buyer. I don't remember. And I still collect the checks.
There we go.
I make sure payments are happening to my people. And you were saying something true about passive income. So there are different types of passive income, right? And most people that are in real estate, they associate passive income with rental properties. But depending on how you handle your rental properties, is that really passive income? If you're actually going out there replacing the toilet or chasing the handyman, or evicting the tenant yourself, then honestly, that is not passive. That's active because you're actively working on your rentals, right? So now, in my opinion, my wholesaling business sort of is a passive income for me. Because I don't handle the day to day, even though I'm still involved on the Monday morning meetings. If something blows up, I still stick my head in it and try to give them a solution. But now that I understand more how to effectively delegate and invest in my people and grow them, the more businesses I'm looking at to get involved, because anything can be automated and delegated. And that's a combination of passive / active, because you have active workers in it that are making it happen. But for you, your income becomes passive at some point because you're not really doing the work. So passive income is good to define what it is. It's like, is it really mailbox money? Are rental houses or multifamilies, unless you're on a syndication and you're a passive investor, on that case, you're really on a mailbox money type program. But if you're buying houses after houses and you're actually going out there and talking to the tenant and evicting people and replacing the AC and chasing contractors, that's active income. So it's pretty good that term is very well defined, because when I started in real estate, I had the wrong idea about passive income, and I bought off on the wrong vision from someone else that had like 100 and something houses, and I saw myself in that person. I said, man, I want to be that guy. And honestly, after I scaled that rental portfolio, I hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't like evicting a 75-year-old lady. Things like that, or half of the people were not paying rent for some reason. And I got there because I bought off on the wrong vision. So I tell people today, make sure your vision is clear on what you want to do in life, because you may end up drifting like me, where I went into the rental portfolio business, not having, like, today you cannot get me to buy any rental houses at all. I have some, but to me, I don't care for them, because the same amount of effort that it takes to produce a $20,000 assignment is the same amount of effort that it takes to produce $400 on cash flow on a rental property.
I heard you say a word, and I'm gonna dive into that word. But if you're on here and you like what you hear and you think it'll help somebody,
I want you to like, I want you to share, I want you to subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are on Facebook or Instagram, I want you to share it, also like it. Go ahead.
I heard you say a word, assignment. What is an assignment? What is wholesaling? A lot of our people are newbies. They've never done a deal. What is an assignment? What is wholesaling at its simplest terms?
Wholesaling, look, wholesaling is a term that we use for real estate, for selling an agreement, a contract. Okay. We're not selling houses when we wholesale. We're selling a contract, basically. We're selling the rights to purchase that property. But in a nutshell, wholesaling is nothing else than being the middleman in any industry. Absolutely. Restaurants buy food from wholesalers. Retail shops buy clothing from wholesalers. Home Depot buys materials from wholesalers. So wholesalers are very important in any industry. They're key for the movement of the industry. What happened is the wholesalers develop, models to where they can get products in bulk. That's literally what it is. And then they can mark it up and resell it to an end buyer, whether it's a retail store or is somebody buying a house or an investor or whatnot. That's pretty much what a wholesaler is, to put it on very, very simple words.
Sounds good.
Sweet. I lost my train of thought.
I got a question.
All right, Ricardo, I want you to. You're coming to REI Live. When do you touch down?
I touch down. Let me look at my calendar. It's Tuesday, I think, on the 17th. All right. But I'll tell you the time. And then I'm back on Wednesday, but it's Tuesday at, I think it's somewhere around lunchtime. Let me look at the pull up the itinerary. 12 p.m. I get there at 12 p.m. Birmingham, Alabama on Tuesday, and then I leave on Wednesday at 11 a.m. So
sweet. So for everyone watching, if you are in Birmingham, I want you to make REI Live at Vulcan Park and Museum. The event starts at 5:30. Ricardo will be in. Well, the event starts at 6. Doors open at 5:30. Sorry, Ricardo will be in the place. Make sure you're there, because for one, it's a new year and it's time to make sure you stay focused and you stay on your goals. For two, network with other like-minded people. And for three, come out and learn and listen. It doesn't cost you anything to learn and listen. You could be learning on YouTube. You can be learning on Facebook. You can be learning at REI Live. It's free to all first-timers and for members. So get there. Don't be anywhere else. Make sure you're there.
I got a question.
Okay.
All right. I know you're not day-to-day, but if I'm thinking about going into wholesaling, what is your number one strategy for marketing or acquiring properties?
So I like picking secondary and tertiary markets. Okay, so
break that down.
I'll give you an example. So let me get on the map, and I'm gonna find a secondary and tertiary market in Birmingham
All
that I
right,
can
let's get
tell you
it.
about.
Oh,
So
ooh.
Birmingham. Now I do this nationwide, so this is for me is like second nature. So in Birmingham, um, a secondary market will be Tuscaloosa or Talladega or Jasper, Coleman, all those little towns that are or little cities because I know Tuscaloosa is it's a little bit big. Um, why? Because most wholesalers are focused on the large metro area. Okay, that's why you have so much competition.
Hmm.
But once you start going 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes away from the city, then competition reduces because not everybody wants to go out there. It's too far, like whatever. I always ask when I go speak at events, who's going to drive an hour and a half for $45,000? And I raise my hand, and everybody raises their hand. I will drive an hour and a half for 45,000. And then I said, I got a property under contract right now in Tuscaloosa that will give you easily a $45,000 spread. Who wants it? And you see those hands drop. Boom. Right now, there are people like me that we recognize that, and we are willing to make the drive so we can make a good profit. So that will be a secondary market. So I mentioned Tuscaloosa. I'm going to go for a tertiary market. So in a tertiary market, you have Brookwood, Vance, Woodstock, um, Mountville. Those are markets that are very small, but they're driven by the secondary market, and there's still deals to be found out there. So that is my number one strategy for picking up markets. And then what I do is I skip trace everybody in the area that's got 70% or more equity, and I cold call them or text them.
Game nugget right there.
I hope you guys took notes. I hope you got it.
Oh man, I ain't never did it before. I ain't never bought a property in the secondary or tertiary markets.
Yes, you have.
What?
That's all I
Where?
do, man. Right now on
There is.
Monday,
Carolyn is. Mhm.
look, on Monday we're closing on one in Valdosta, Georgia. It's a $25,000 assignment, and I never been there, never seen it. I don't care where it's at. I just want to collect the check. We're closing on another one in New Jersey that is a triple assignment. Why do I say it's a triple assignment? Because a wholesaler brought it to us, we marketed it, and another wholesaler is bringing the buyer. Wholesaler number one is making 31,000. We're making 31,000. Wholesaler number three is making 25,000. Everybody eats.
Shanta said, wow, a mouthful. Everybody
Yeah.
eats. Victoria said stuff.
Everybody eats.
Absolutely.
That was a lot. That was a lot to process.
I think one of the most important things that Ricardo said but didn't say, he doesn't have to step foot in these cities to do it.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, we
you
don't
have to
do
go
any
from
boots
zero.
in the grounds or any of that stuff. Like it's all over the phone. We negotiate everything over the phone. We get pictures on the phone. Everybody has an iPhone or a Samsung phone today. So their excuse for not taking pictures, maybe they're too old. And we ask them, do you have a nephew or a grandson or a grandkid that can take the pictures for you? And the answer is always almost yes. We get into some situations
Absolutely.
where they don't have somebody to take pictures. Um, but then we'll hire an Uber driver or something like that to go take pictures. So no big deal.
Heard that? That was a nugget right there. That was a nugget right there. Y'all
So
didn't
you
need to
hire an Uber.
You hire an
to
Uber
go
driver
take the. Oh my! When is the Tuesday? I
Tuesday.
gotta have my this one here, baby.
Look, Shanta said,
Ooh.
I would love to be in on the triple rotation. Speaking of motivation,
Let's go.
let's go. Absolutely.
Oh man.
Well, you all make sure
That
you're
was the
there on
first time I've ever
Tuesday.
heard somebody hire an Uber driver.
Be there on Tuesday.
Absolutely. All right,
If
we
y'all
got
got questions, ask your questions.
drop your questions in the
He
chat.
here to help.
So Ebony says, so you call to get your home. So you
Cold
cold call,
call.
sorry, to get your homes.
My team does. So they call, and text. My number one is texting. We like texting better. But we also call, and we do multiple things. But those are our biggest ones.
Okay. Any other? I'm gonna ask a question. This is my last question because
Okay.
I know you got to go, but I want y'all to keep the questions coming. He'll answer them. My question is a little personal. What's your why, Ricardo? Like, why do you do what you do? What keeps you going?
I'm just not in. I'm not where I want to be in life. So, I mean, many people probably want to be where I'm at, but I'm not. I'm always chasing the next version of me and the next destination. So I'm one of those guys, man, that when I turn 85, I'm gonna probably still be grinding because there's no. It's like I'm always chasing something else. It's you know I don't think I'll ever stop. And
I
I
see
like to
that
do things.
coming.
I like to do things right. I don't like doing things half-ass or I want to do the best I can and the best that our team can. So that's probably my why. Yeah, I can say I want to provide for my family and kids and all that, but at the end of the day, it's more of an internal thing that I'm not where I want to be, and I want to go. I want to grow, and I want to continue to grow internally and externally and financially, and I just keep chasing it.
Absolutely. I find that common in most entrepreneurs, most business gals and guys, and they don't. There's no destination. Like when you get to the destination, then there should be another destination. So your goalpost should forever be changing. You
Should we ever
shouldn't
be moving?
should forever be moving. Yeah, not
Now
changing to as you
my
don't
priorities have
accomplish
changed.
it.
Like my priorities have changed. Like I used to chase a lot of flashy stuff, the fancy car, the 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 watches and jewelry, and none of that stuff fulfills me anymore. So now I chase creating moments, vacations with my family, throwing events together, and having all my friends come over and make a big party out of it, and helping other people succeed. That's probably one of my biggest ones. Is I like to see people succeed, especially if I can help them and kind of like you know be the fruits of my labor that I help somebody get to somewhere. Um, so my priorities have changed completely from what I used to try to chase when I was in my 20s and 30s. Now I'm in my 40s is a little different. So um, I just want freedom. Freedom, that's my number one, and yeah, money comes with it, right? So if you got a little bit of money, then you can be free. And I tell people all the time, you need motivation. That's simple. The best way to motivate yourself when you wake up in the morning, after you do your morning routine, which I'm gonna talk about at the event in Birmingham. I don't want to talk about that right here. Um,
You don't talk about that. Don't get them. They got to get in the room to get that.
no, they gotta get in the room to hear that. So, but after you do that morning routine, take a look at your bank account. And if the number you want is not there, you need to get your ass to work, period. That's all the motivation you need.
Immediately.
You got some questions coming in. Man.
All right. Ebony Green says, how do you figure out if it's a good deal? And I think she's saying if you're doing it virtually, how do you figure out if it's a good deal?
Yeah, we gotta calculate numbers like everything, right? ARVs, the after repair value, the rehab value, the rehab amount, all of that stuff, and taking consideration. So, um, that's a 2 hour call, by the way. That's almost
Yeah, that
impossible
was deep. Yeah, that was deep.
to explain
That
here,
was
but
deep.
But come to the event on Tuesday, and I'll be more than happy to give you a couple of pointers on how to get a good deal.
Sweet. Alyssa Curry said, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. How do you skip trace to find out how much equity the owners have? Where's that info found publicly?
Yeah, so we use PropStream, and on PropStream you can do equity search. We put at 70% is my preferred number. We sometimes go down to 50% if the list is too small. But that's a service you have to pay $97 a month for the basic service. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys got a referral code or something like that you can put in
We
there.
definitely got a referral code.
If
there
you
you
want
go.
it, just DM us and we'll give you the referral code for it.
Yes, if you and just this is sidebar, but we're probably go live with them because we're noticing that a lot of people don't know about PropScreen. So we're probably gonna do a live with them. So we do have a relationship with them. If you want that information, just DM a discount code.
All right, Shanta said, what kind of results do you get from texting your potential customers, and what verbiage are you using to capture leads using texting?
That's a very good question. So we get one contract every 5,000 text messages. Okay. The verbiage is tough because we have to abide by 10 DLC rules now. So we pretty much have to say things like, hey, this is Ricardo with Home Buying Company, which is completely wrong to do anyways, to capture somebody's attention. If you don't want to hear from me, opt out of this message. But if you do, let me know. And so it's kind of tough. The SMS provider that you use is going to have to give you the guidelines of what you can say on your initial message, so you can be compliant with the rules of 10 DLC. So it used to be where at the beginning, when there were no rules, I would just say, "Hey, is this Joe?" And they say, "Yeah, this is Joe. Who is this?" And then I'll start a conversation that way. But you cannot do that anymore. So just comply with whatever texting platform you're using and use their verbiage, and you're good.
Good stuff.
Great nugget. Great nugget.
All right. Ebony Green said, how long did it take you to build your team?
So I built multiple teams. The last one, I'm still building it. It's been over a year now. I got over 47 people on my team. They're all virtual, overseas. But it depends. If you're building a local team, it's tougher. I wouldn't go that route anymore. But it depends on you and how you can attract good talent. My results will be different than yours. And everybody's going to have a different time frame for building a highly productive team. So I wouldn't worry so much about how long it's going to take. I would focus more on taking action and start building it today.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I built it wrong and lost employees to get to where we are today. So it's a trial and error process, but the longer you take to do it, the longer it'll take before you're successful with it.
Yes.
Yep.
Take it, building it. That's how long it's gonna take. How long it take you to start?
Yes.
Man, I want to say thank you for coming on and give us these golden nuggets you got. Make sure you come to our live. Ricardo's gonna be in VIP. Come get some of them questions you got asked to get a little more in-depth answers if you need.
Absolutely.
He's gonna be in VIP, chatting, drinking, snacking with us. We'll be in there also. So you don't want to miss January 17th.
Vulcan Parking Museum.
Vulcan Parking Museum.
The doors open at 5:30. The event starts at 6. And I can't wait to see you guys there.
Tell me about that event you got again, Ricardo, in
February.
Attendgrowth.com. So that event, man, that event is more like a mastermind. So that event was born at a mastermind. So I was at a mastermind back in 2021, early 2021. And a friend of mine that was asked me to help him organize it. So we had like 20 people attend the mastermind. Everybody had to pay to get in and present. Basically, you had to present for an hour about your business and how you did, and like share all your secrets and golden nuggets, right? But when we were putting it together, he called me and said, "Hey man, do you mind if I get some flies in the wall?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Do you mind if we allow some people in the room that have that don't have the experience, but they want to witness the mastermind?" And I told him, I said, "I don't care, like, but maybe we want to ask all the other speakers, because we present a lot of things in masterminds that may go over people's heads, or they don't necessarily understand because they don't have the level of maturity to understand things that we're going through or whatnot." But in my case, I didn't really care because I'm an open book anyways. So he brought in these guys that were up and coming, that were brand new. And after the mastermind, I asked them and I said, "Hey guys, what do you guys think about this? How do you guys like it?" And they're like, "Oh my God, this is like drinking water from a fire hose. This was amazing. This is gonna reduce years of us building our business and this and that." And I said, "What if I did an event where I can sell tickets to more people to witness something like that, like this? Will you guys be interested?" And they're like, "Absolutely. As soon as you do it, please send us the details." So that's how my event started. Yeah. It was a mastermind. So and until today, all the speakers pay $5,000 to attend. They get 40 minutes on stage. And then what I do is I sell tickets for people to come and witness what they have to present about. So needless to say, on this event, we're probably going to have anywhere from 200 to 300 people. And we got about 30 of the top real estate investors coming from all over the nation. And these guys are legitimate. These guys are not people that they say they do or whatever. No, these guys are actively doing the business. I've actually turned people down that I don't think they qualify to be on that stage, just because I don't think they have a legitimate business. They're just gurus. So that's what this event is all about. It's 3 full days in Houston. We have a lot of fun. We got VIP dinners and cocktails and things of that nature. So I love for everybody to come and join us. We still got tickets left. VIPs, we only have maybe 20. And look, most tickets sell the week of the mastermind. But VIP is almost sold out already. So attendgrowth.com, put my name, is promo Ricardo, gives you like a 20% discount. Check out the website. Check out everybody that's coming. It's amazing.
Absolutely. I was trying to hurry up and download it.
You always trying to do too much.
Antonia was hitting me. I was trying to pull it up, but Antonia was telling me I was trying to do too much.
You're doing too much. Just I'm gonna drop it in here when it's over. The flyer is amazing. If you do any type of real estate learning or education, your favorite coach is on here.
Absolutely.
Whoever you listening to is on this flyer. So I seen the flyer and was like, oh my God, you're gonna have this many big, and where I'm from, we call them big wigs.
You know what's crazy? They all paid. They all paid to be there.
That's so cool.
Man, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna definitely drop it in there and make sure we share it so people can learn more about it.
All right.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for having me. You all have a great day. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you on Tuesday. Can't wait.
Peace.
Take care. Peace. Bye-bye.
Bye.
sound.com.